Guys, I finally finished Persona 3 Reload after about a little over 2 weeks, and I think I can safely say that this truly was one of the best games ever made, one of the best remakes ever made, if not the best remake. And the reason I say that is you really have to play it to understand, but the best way I can explain it is there's just nothing else quite like it or anything that makes you quite feel the way you do after you play it. Basically, the main theme of the game is life and death. And those two factors into every social link you experience, which are basically like when you hang out with people, different characters go through different little side quests of stories about them and how you interact with them and what they think about doing future in their life. And there's a huge theme of life with all of them and what they're doing with it. It's kind of like a main, huge theme of the game. And all games in the series have a theme, like 3, 4, and 5. Like five's example is like society at large. Well, I don't actually fully remember. I just always knew that this one was about life and death primarily as the main focus. And because of that focus, it really just enhances the story so much more. Because when somebody dies, or somebody you just love, is the way they interact with each character is conveyed like a real person. Like the voice actors and the writers did such a good job of conveying like real human emotions in a video game that I feel like I actually knew the people in this game. Like obviously I know it's a video game, duh. But like, oh my gosh, it's just thinking back on it is hard to believe. It's one of those games when you finish playing it, you're just kind of left in absolute loss slash disbelief of what you just experienced. Like everything you just saw has such a big impact on you that you're just left speechless. Like you don't even know what to say. And that's why I feel the way I do about it and why I think it's just so good. Because I loved Persona 5. I thought that was my favorite. I played 3, 4, and 5, but the version they had of 3 before was just not very good. Like when it originally came out and the re release of it. But this remake fixes every single problem it had. And the main problem with Persona 3 and 4 is like, oh, the stories are good, right? The characters are good, but the gameplay was lacking, especially in 3. There was a lot of BS mechanics, and the mechanics in 5 was like, wow, this gameplay is the best in the series. It's like, I love it, but this game with the best story in the series and the best gameplay in the series, I mean, that's just an unbeatable combination, and that's why I think it's the best in the series. And at the end of the day, it it legitimately, I know this is going to sound stupid and cringy or whatever, corny, but it legitimately made me think back and reflect about my own life and how my character, what he does, what I make him say and whatnot, how they interact, really made me think about my own self and my own life. And it made me reflect as like what I can do better to help more people, because there's people like this, like they convey such real people that totally exist, and it shows such a good example of that and how you as a person can actually, if you ever encountered something like this, there's actually something you can do to help them out. And when you do, it's, you don't need like a gift, you don't need to always be friends with something to get something out of someone. It's, you're doing it not just for yourself but for them, and the more you do that with more people, the more you realize that when you're living this life, I know this is way deeper than just a review of this game, but that's how good it is, that it made me think about this so much. But when you think about your life as a whole, it just enhances the entire experience. So if a game can give that message to me, and explain that to me as well as it does, while also just being fun, like gameplay wise, like I'd say it's probably closest to Pokemon. Man, that's a great game. So overall, I'd say, I mean, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. I'd say 11 out of 10, but that's not even on a scale. So yeah, 10 out of 10, peak game, peak 3 reload. Do yourself a favor. Either listen to the soundtrack to the game, that's one thing. The music also goes insanely hard. 10 out of 10 soundtrack, 10 out of 10 gameplay, stories, characters, everything. Do yourself a favor, either check it out on Game Pass, buy the game. You don't have to buy it immediately when it's on sale. Just check out videos, do whatever. But I thank you for watching this video. And let me know what you think in the comments if you played the game, what you think about the game, if you listen to music, or just about my opinion. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you.